that. You've seen them on multiple panels throughout the weekend, but now they're here on our stage to talk about all things Star Wars. You know them, you love them. It's Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Good morning. Lukewarm crowd today, lukewarm crowd.
Wow, there's a lot more people here than I ever thought would be on the other side of that door.
That's right. That's right. That's Trapper Wolf on stage right now. What kind of a partner is Trapper Wolf sending Carson off by himself all the time? Come on.
Smart. I stayed at home. I had a lot of things to do. Deb and Rick and I were talking about stuff. Paul can go off and do that. You know, that's his job.
Well, we saw you in the lounge there, in the employee lounge. I gotta know, it looked like it was one of your hats, but is that now Disney archival property, that hat?
No, it's not one of my hats. Actually, Shauna, our costumer, they made that hat for me special. So it's a unique hat that I actually don't have. You are right. They have it somewhere in the costume shop.
Does that bug you?
I got the jacket, so I can't really complain. We all got to keep our pilot jackets.
Oh, wow.
From that season. That was kind of the deal to get us back. Because we were all like, John, we're really bringing the quality of the show down when we're there in the background. But he really enjoys it, so we got to keep the leather jackets. I stopped just short of putting my dog in it. I wanted to bring Wolfie along and put him in the shot, but I thought it'd be terrible continuity between takes, so we left him out, but yeah.
One day we'll get that dog in there.
I got other wolves.
Do you have any Paz stuff at home?
No, I have.
Maybe a mug that says "Number 2 Dad."
No, the one. The one I like is the chainmail Beskar shirt.
Yes.
I have that, and I have a.
That where that went. You have that.
Yeah. And I have a dark saber too. I have one of.
That's impressive.
And a bunch of pop vinyls too. Those
yes.
are over there.
Yes.
They have some cool stuff, by the way.
They got some great stuff.
Yeah.
So let's talk. I mean, first of all, Mando Season 3. You did a little watch-along party for people who were here last night of the latest episode. It has been so fun to watch the evolution of the show, the explorations of genre. I love that we got a buddy cop episode, a procedural. I love that you're exploring this space. How has the show kind of changed for y'all, and how do you kind of work that experimentation into it?
Well, the big change is that we went from a very first-person, ground-level adventure with new characters and new planets, slowly working our way into weaving ourselves into the fabric of Star Wars more as we introduce some legacy characters into the second season. And now with Ahsoka coming out in August, we're in the same time period. So there's a lot of coordination as to what's happening within that time period, and so we try to keep and preserve the personality of what the show originally was. But every once in a while, the greater galaxy has to rear its head and affect the way things play out.
Yes. And talking about that, there was a cameo that was particularly special, I think, to a lot of people here and a lot of people that I work with, and that was Jedi Master Kelleran Beck. Who is, of course, played by the amazing Ahmed Best. How did the decision to introduce Kelleran in as really the reason we have Grogu?
There are two sides to it, really. One is, what Jedi would be appropriate as we go through, as Dave and I always discuss as with Luke Skywalker's appearance, who is in play in the galaxy at that moment and what would make the most sense for the story. And we love to pull in elements that's even outside of canon if it's part of what's part of the Star Wars fabric. And the Jedi Temple Challenge, it made perfect sense for that character who looks after the younglings to be one of the possibilities. But then the other aspect is, who are you going to cast? And I remember on this stage in 2019 in Chicago, when Ahmed Best came out and got the kind of response that all of you gave him, that's when we also realized that not just the character, but the actor, it would make perfect sense for that actor to be the person who got to do that
as well. He's wonderful. He's just so wonderful, and he's such a part of the legacy of Star Wars, and it was just wonderful to see him there. It was a great moment. It was a great moment.
We're a show that's made by fans, and everybody who works on the show has to feel the same way about Star Wars as we do. And so whether it's a cameo, whether it's an appearance of a hero that pops in for one episode, or people working on the, behind the camera, there's a tremendous amount of excitement and enthusiasm, and certainly Ahmed has been with Star Wars and been a fan for longer than most. Yeah.
And talking about sort of weaving these characters in, I mean, we got to talk about Ahsoka. Because I'll tell you what, if you want to talk about two moments that I've been on this stage that have gotten the largest reaction, one of them, like you said, was Ahmed in 2019, but one of them was yesterday morning right here when these people saw Ahsoka, Sabine, and Hera in live action in the same place. And Dave, these are characters that you and the team at Lucasfilm have been working with for 2 decades now. It must be wonderful to be bringing this show to the screen.
Yeah, man, it's emotional. I gotta say, I'm just taking this all in.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of these. I've never seen so many people, and I'm just looking. Literally, I'm just looking. I get emotional. I'm looking at all your faces and all the things you do to make this all possible. And I'm trying to commit it to memory and just know that I see you guys and the variety of people that we have as Star Wars fans is a part of what makes it so beautiful. That you come in costumes or just a T-shirt. I love how much you put into it. It means so much to me. Because I get it. I really get it. Jon gets it. If I wasn't sitting here, I swear to God, and people say it, and I think we all know, but I would be out there. I've been out there. I appreciate the effort you make just to be here with us. And just let me say that. And thank you so much for supporting the work that I've been a part of. And through Star Wars all these years and these characters, and to have them in live action, it doesn't happen, without you supporting it for all this time and wanting it. I get to do these great adventures with Jon and everybody else because of that support, and it's a real privilege. So thank you.
I think that's something that we all feel. I think that's something that we all feel coming off of everything that you've all been working on for so long. Is we know how in touch you are, and we know how much it means to you to put forth that effort. And I mean, if anything, I feel like Ahsoka, like you're saying, is such a show that represents that reciprocal relationship. You know, because the love for Ahsoka from the fans.
It's a special time because after Revenge of the Sith, I don't think any of us knew what was going to go on. You know, the first time I saw Revenge of the Sith was in the SAG Theater at Skywalker Ranch because George Lucas asked me to watch it because we were going to prepare to make the Clone Wars. But for a lot of people, Star Wars was over. But if you were a Star Wars fan, you know that we used to have a pin that went around conventions that Star Wars is forever. And, you know, I think that as a group of fans and people, that's really proven true because people wanted it. No one, I think, understood that better than George, which is why he made Clone Wars, which was episodic. He saw the future of things and streaming and how we would be able to watch things in all these different manners. And it's just grown and grown and grown. And, you know, Jon was a part of Clone Wars. And so when Jon came with this story to make Mandalorians, I'm like, that makes sense to me. He is a Mandalorian because my show. And so I was like, it was perfect. And, you know, and then you look at, you guys, if you met Leslie Headland, and she's a massive fan and I've talked to, and I enjoyed talking with her, and her teaser was phenomenal. I mean, how can you not be excited about Acolyte?
So amazing.
And Tony Gilroy did a version of The Empire that's it's like the most THX awesome evil thing I've ever seen. And so I love all that, and that's inspiring. We inspire each other. It's a big collective effort at Lucasfilm, and I think it's all building in a great direction. So it's not just one thing we're doing. I'm glad people like Ahsoka, but there's so much out there. You know, like our friend Deb Chow went and made Obi-Wan. How awesome was that? You know, and I get to watch those shows. They're just super cool. So there's no one dimension of this that's just better than the other. It's just all great, and we love it. And I mean, look at it. This thing has grown. Yeah. I mean, there's a Tauntaun over there. You believe that?
Yeah.
I mean, we just take that for granted now. It's Tauntaun. But it's like, no, it's really cool.
No, I feel like I'm on set with the video wall back there.
I know.
The set and the
oh my gosh.
I'm gonna let you know that if you push right next to the blast doors, well, we've got this first of all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you know
too real these
that
days.
If you push that white button when you're on your way out, something's gonna happen. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's the last button you touch when you sell it that way.
Something's gonna happen. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, you're pushing it.
But talking about, you know, like you're saying, that building this sort of now, it's always been a connected galaxy, but now sort of bringing it to television and to Disney Plus, and we're seeing The Acolyte, and something that I've been particularly interested in is Skeleton Crew. Because it feels to me like those big magical adventure movies that were such a genre in the 80s. You know, like I feel like a Willow, like an Amblin production, you know, like a Goonies, something like that, where it's like my entire family, we would watch those movies over and over together, and they had a very particular tone, and I feel that tone from Skeleton Crew. Was that a particular thing that you wanted to see in it?
That's exactly what John Watts and Chris Ford had pitched, which was, you know, an Amblin movie that starts off from the perspective of what's it like for ordinary people in the suburbs in the Star Wars galaxy, and launch them into an adventure. And what I like about it is that, and as George always did, there's an entryway for younger viewers too, but you have to create a world that still feels like Star Wars and that still feels dangerous and could sit alongside of all the other shows. And so it's just wonderful to see things from different perspectives, and Star Wars allows you to do that because the world is so full, so rich, so lived in. You could put the camera anywhere, and if you're doing your job, you should be able to look at from any angle and feel that same feeling that it's authentically Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, it all looks very, very amazing. Yeah. Obviously, we cannot wait to see more. Obviously, we will have to wait to see more. I remember on the panel yesterday, somebody said, yeah, and you're going to be able to see it soon. And Dave said, not so soon. Not so soon.
Right back to work next week. I mean, we got so much editing to do and visual effects, but it's fun. Every day we're looking at that galaxy with a microscope trying to, figure every detail out, and it's very fun. The stuff coming in, ILM's doing great work. We got great wizards making magic happen, so I'm real excited for you guys to see it. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Well, we are excited to see all of it. Thank you so much, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. We've got more from Star Wars Celebration Live in just a moment. Please stay right here.